Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Nick and Sharon were treated to a flashback. What's next on The Young and the Restless? Roger Howarth in The Young and the Restless, photograph courtesy of JPI. As viewers saw on Friday's episode, Sharon encountered a man she believes to be Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, the man who raped her when she was a teen. Nick, Joshua Morrow, was found not guilty of shooting Matt and sentenced to prison. After skipping town for about 5 years, Matt returned for a second reign of terror that allegedly ended in his death. What is Matt currently doing in Los Angeles? Watch for Sharon and Nick to receive a flashback on Monday's show. Will we be informed of Matt's current whereabouts in Los Angeles? A beacon of direction. On The Young and the Restless, Peter Bergman's Jack Abbott is ready to help his son Kyle, played by Michael Mealer. Image courtesy of JPI. In the past, Jack, Peter Bergman, has been in Kyle's, Michael Mealer, shoes. He is aware that Haley Erin's Claire, Kyle's girlfriend, has distanced herself from him. Jack is a business strategist who also knows how to fight for love, as demonstrated by his relationship with Diane, Susan Walters. Watch for Jack to assist Kyle with his next move on Monday's show. Kyle will need to show Claire that he still loves her without coming off as overly passionate if he wants to win her back. The following morning. On The Young and the Restless, Holden, portrayed by Nathan Owens, and Claire, portrayed by Haley Erin, tied the knot in Los Angeles. We saw Claire and Holden, portrayed by Nathan Owens, give in to their attraction on Friday's show. The two shared a steamy encounter, the kind that romance on daytime is all about. Claire's life was very unconventional. She was taught that her own family didn't really want her because she was raised by her evil Aunt Jordan, Colleen Zenk. Because of this, Claire has needed some time away from Kyle and her family, so she has gone to Los Angeles to have some fun and figure out who she is. Holden has become more familiar to her, and the two of them now have sexual relations. Watch for Claire and Holden to talk about current events on Monday's show. Will the two be engaging in a talk about world politics or the new dimension that their relationship has taken on? We think it's the latter. Catch all new episodes of The Young and the Restless weekdays on CBS and Paramount+. The return of Matt Clark on The Young and the Restless, a blast from the past. Sharon's haunting past, the weight of memory. The recurrence of ghosts, whether literal or metaphorical, has long supported soap operas. Sharon Newman, who plays Sharon Case in The Young and the Restless, has experienced a fair amount of tragedy and trauma. Yet few names resonate in her past with the same chilling weight as Matt Clark, originally played by Eddie Cibrian, later recast. The revelation that Matt may still be alive, embodied now by Roger Howarth, resurrects not just a character long presumed dead, but a wound Sharon thought had finally healed. For decades, Sharon's narrative has revolved around resilience. She was a small-town girl whose dreams were shattered when Matt Clark, once charming and popular, brutally raped her during her teenage years. The assault shaped a lot of her early character development, affecting her self-worth, relationships, and ultimately her relationship with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, who later became both her lover and her savior. The memory of that night became a scar hidden beneath layers of love, loss, and motherhood. Now, that scar threatens to reopen. When Sharon encounters a man she believes to be Matt, the world tilts on its axis. She is thrown back into her traumatic state of confusion, disbelief, and trauma. How can a man who was thought to be dead for a long time suddenly appear before her in Los Angeles? His death was marked by retribution and vengeance. A brother, a lover, and a protector in Nick's reckoning. Sharon's and Nick Newman's histories have always been intertwined. The two have been married, divorced, reunited, and estranged across decades of love and loss. However, Nick's sense of justice and guilt are profoundly affected by Matt Clark's return. Nick was wrongly found guilty of shooting Matt many years ago. That miscarriage of justice tore at his family's reputation and his own psyche. Though time eventually cleared his name, the scars of betrayal and false accusation lingered. Now, with Matt's reemergence, Nick faces a psychological reckoning. Was Matt really ever gone? Is it true that a lie haunted Nick for years? For Nick, the specter of Matt Clark represents unfinished business, not just in the legal sense, but in the moral one. His trauma is Sharon's, and her suffering has always served as a gauge for his own strength and empathy. Seeing her confronted by her past could ignite the protector in him once more, but it could also trigger darker impulses, vengeance, rage, and a thirst for justice that has simmered since their teenage years. Their reunion scene, Sharon trembling, Nick steady yet visibly shaken, serves as an emotional masterstroke. The writers are not merely reintroducing a villain, they are testing the limits of forgiveness, healing, and closure. The past, it seems, never truly dies, it waits for the right moment to reappear. Matt Clark reborn, a villain or a victim? The casting of Roger Howarth as Matt Clark is a brilliant move. Known for portraying complex anti-heroes like Todd Manning, One Life to Live, and Franco, General Hospital, Howarth brings an eerie blend of menace and humanity to every role. If Matt has returned from the dead, there must be a reason, and not simply revenge. Could it be that Matt has been hiding under a new identity, driven by regret or fear? Alternately, he might be a part of a larger scheme that connects Genoa City and Los Angeles to a dark web of secrets. The show's cross-location storyline suggests a broader canvas. Maybe Matt isn't acting alone. A philosophical issue arises as a result of his reappearance. Can a man like Matt ever truly atone? In soap operas, redemption arcs are both frequent and fragile. Victor Newman himself has been villain and hero many times over. Could Matt Clark, rapist, manipulator, tormentor, find some path to understanding, if not forgiveness? Or is his return a herald of renewed danger? Sharon's inner turmoil, between strength and vulnerability. Sharon's journey since the 1990s has been one of evolution. She has endured every conceivable crisis, from young victim to matriarch, from mental health battles to entrepreneurial success. Yet trauma is not linear, it lingers, morphs, and sometimes re-emerges when least expected. Seeing Matt again destabilizes her in ways that years of therapy and resilience had managed to contain. In this storyline, Sharon's strength will be tested in new ways. Will she crumble under the weight of the past, or will she confront her abuser face to face and reclaim her narrative once and for all? The latter is suggested by her contemporary portrayal, which is based on self-awareness and empowerment. Sharon has become a symbol of endurance, and the young and the restless could use her confrontation with Matt as a vehicle to explore themes of survival, justice, and reclaiming power. The parallel storyline, Jack Abbott and his guiding light. While the Matt Clark saga unfolds with psychological intensity, another storyline offers emotional contrast. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, mentoring his son, Kyle, Michael Mealer. One of the show's most enduring themes is the relationship between father and son. Jack, having fought countless romantic and corporate battles, recognizes in Kyle the same mix of ambition and vulnerability that defined his own youth. Jack's turbulent relationship with Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, mirrors Kyle's heartbreak over Claire, Haley Erin. Jack is aware that love is rarely straightforward, particularly in Genoa City. He leads Kyle not as a CEO or a strategist, but rather as a father who knows that love requires patience as much as it does passion. Sharon and Nick's chaotic surroundings are grounded by Jack's subtle wisdom. Viewers are reminded by his plot that retribution and second chances are possible, but only if one learns from one's mistakes rather than running away from them. His role as a mentor demonstrates a generational shift, whereas older characters used to give in to pride and manipulation, they now try to prevent the next generation from making the same mistakes. Claire and Holden, the morning after and the search for identity. A different kind of drama is taking place at the same time in Los Angeles. Claire Grace, played by Haley Erin, is Nicky Newman's granddaughter. She has been navigating a turbulent emotional landscape. Claire's life has been a twisted tapestry of lies, isolation, and trauma since she was raised by her manipulative Aunt Jordan, Colleen Zenk. Her newfound freedom is both an escape and a source of confusion. Her encounter with Holden, Nathan Owens, is a fusion of passion and rebellion. Their steamy affair is not merely about attraction, it's a symbolic act of self-liberation. Intimacy with Holden symbolizes agency for someone whose life has been shaped by others. However, like all romances on soap operas, it also invites complications. Is Holden a genuine romantic interest, or another figure from the shadows of manipulation? Their morning after scene carries emotional weight. The dialogue, soft, uncertain, and layered with unspoken meaning, serves as a reflection of Claire's fragile psyche. She is not only rediscovering romance, but also herself. The question "what's next?" isn't about relationship status, it's about identity. Thematic threads, trauma, redemption, and generational healing. Thematic coherence is the beauty of this multi-threaded narrative. Even though Sharon, Nick, Kyle, Jack, and Claire are featured in distinct narratives, they all face the same fundamental problem. How do you move on from the past? Sharon must confront the person she abused. Nick must reconcile with the injustice of his youth. Jack must guide his son without projecting his own regrets. Kyle needs to understand that love can't be forced. Claire must overcome manipulation to find her own voice. These individual transformations have been expertly woven into a tapestry of generational healing by the writers of The Young and the Restless. While the younger characters represent hope through self-discovery, the older characters represent wisdom through suffering. They demonstrate that the past is a teacher rather than a prison. Los Angeles as a mirror of rebirth, symbolism setting much of the action in Los Angeles is not accidental. The city represents transformation, where people reinvent themselves, sometimes for better, sometimes for deceit. Sharon's encounter with Matt in LA symbolizes the collision between past and present, between who she was and who she has become. Similarly, Claire's transformation from a victim to an independent woman is marked by her time in the city. Los Angeles serves as a crossroads, a place where ghosts return, love rekindles, and identities evolve. It provides the ideal setting for the most recent episode of The Young and the Restless, which is both glamorous and marred by secrets. The emotional core, Sharon and Nick's unbreakable bond. At the heart of this chaos lies the enduring connection between Sharon and Nick. Their bond is unbreakable, regardless of how far they drift apart, as decades of storytelling have demonstrated. They are, in many ways, the emotional anchor of The Young and the Restless. Their shared history with Matt Clark ties them not only to each other but to the show's very foundation, a reminder of how far these characters have come. Their renewed closeness in facing this new crisis could rekindle something deeper. While fans have long debated whether Schick should reunite romantically, this storyline offers something richer, emotional unity forged in survival. Whether as lovers or allies, Sharon and Nick stand as symbols of endurance in the face of darkness. Foreshadowing. What comes next? The repercussions could spread throughout Genoa City if Matt Clark's return is real and not a dream, imposter, or hallucination. His reappearance may be connected to larger plots involving psychological warfare, identity theft, or corporate espionage. After all, The Young and the Restless has long excelled at blending personal drama with mystery. Viewers might also question whether Sharon's encounter is a manipulation, perhaps someone is using Matt's image to torment her. It's still possible that a bigger conspiracy is at work. Could Jordan, Claire's aunt, be connected in some way, tying the two narratives together with vengeance plot lines? Both Sharon and Claire, women, have overcome psychological abuse. Their divergent journeys might cross paths in ways that rethink the legacy left by their families. The artistic vision, revisiting the past with purpose. Self-awareness is what makes this upcoming arc so compelling. The show appears to be reinterpreting old plots for today's viewers rather than rehashing them for nostalgic purposes. The treatment of issues like trauma, consent, and emotional healing is nuanced. Sharon appears to be given a platform for closure and empowerment rather than victimhood by the writers. Similarly, the younger generation, Kyle and Claire, embody the possibility of breaking cycles. Their choices, influenced by the guidance of Jack and Sharon's example, represent the next chapter in Genoa City's emotional evolution. A legacy renewed. The Young and the Restless has always thrived on reinvention while honoring its roots. The return of Matt Clark is not just a plot twist, it's a reflection on how the past shapes identity. It challenges fans who have followed the series for a long time to consider where these characters might go next. This storyline encapsulates the show's essence in many ways: love, loss, rebirth, and the revolving door of fate. Sharon's encounter with Matt forces every character and every viewer to confront the truth that the past never truly dies. It merely waits for the courage to face it. Conclusion: what lies ahead? The stakes are high as the upcoming episode on Monday approaches. Will Sharon experience new pain or closure? Will Nick regain his protective role, or will his rage consume him? Will Kyle be able to heal thanks to Jack's wisdom, or will history repeat itself? And will Claire's newfound independence lead to love or more heartbreak? As always in Genoa City, the answers lie not only in what happens next but also in what each character discovers about themselves. The Young and the Restless keeps proving that in the world of daytime drama, the past is never truly over, and the most powerful storylines are those that show us that healing is always possible, even if it is painful.